Remember your grand Creator in the days of your youth. That exhortation is very timely, especially for our youth today. They're surrounded by a world that really ignores God. Instead, they idolize people or things. Some boldly deny the existence of God. We have young people in school who have science or biology teachers who point out the wonders of animal life, marine life, bird life, but then they give credit to a mythical, nameless Mother Nature or evolution. One Awake magazine described how science writers will write articles in which they express amazement at what they're discovering, and they use such words as miraculous, remarkable, ingenious, extraordinary, perfect, a masterpiece, a great mystery, unerring, astonishing, fantastic, and unbelievable. And then say, isn't Mother Nature wonderful? Well, while our text is directed to young ones, it's good to remind ourselves to remember our grand Creator. The January 15, 2014 Watchtower, page 23, made this comment. Even though we may have been serving Jehovah for many years, it is good for us to stop occasionally and think appreciatively about how grand our Creator is. Is not life awe-inspiring? The complexity of its design is beyond human understanding. Jehovah's provisions are so rich in variety that we have abundant possibilities for enjoying life. When we contemplate Jehovah's creation, we renew our appreciation for his love, wisdom, and power. Indeed. And it really should not be difficult for us to continually remember our grand Creator Jehovah. For example, perhaps in your room or in your house, you have gifts on display that friends have given you over the years. I know my wife and I, we have a cabinet just filled with gifts and mementos. And when we look at each one of these things, we remember who gave it to us. Well, similarly, Jehovah's creations are gifts to us. And every time we see one of these amazing creations, we're reminded of his greatness, his majesty, how awesome he is. Yes, how grand he is. The article series, Was It Designed?, constantly amazes us at Jehovah's creative genius. One young sister wrote, I love to read the feature, Was It Designed? It proves to me that evolution cannot be true. It's crazy to think that something as beautiful as a butterfly or a hummingbird can come about by accident. And we say to that, amen. Our sister mentioned butterflies, and indeed, these insects are among the most beautiful of God's creations. Let's take a closer look at two butterflies out of the thousands of species that Jehovah's created, and the first is the monarch butterfly. Now look at this delicate jewel. No fashion expert ever designed such a rich color combination as these delicate orange wings etched in black with intricately designed borders. But there's more. Now imagine the monarch butterfly has a brain that is only about the size of the tip of a ballpoint pen. And yet, each autumn, that butterfly has the ability and skill to migrate some 1,800 miles from Canada to a particular forest in central Mexico. They cross large lakes, rivers, and mountains. And even young butterflies that have never made this flight before arrive safely. How do they do it? Evidently, they use the sun to help them migrate, or that is, navigate, but the sun shifts in the sky. So it seems that Jehovah designed its minute brain with the ability to compensate for the sun's movement. Well, what can the monarch butterfly remind us about our grand Creator? Well, clearly this masterpiece of color and design tell us clearly Jehovah loves beauty. But there's more. Think about this. If our grand Creator took such care to give the monarch butterfly the capacity to travel long distances and safely arrive at its destination, how much more is he interested in guiding us, humans, in our long journey through life to the new world? Let's take a look at another butterfly, the giant blue morpho. Now look at the wings of this blue morpho butterfly. They seem so fragile, don't they? And it may make us wonder, how could this butterfly weather a rainstorm if the moisture would stick to its wings, weighing it down, making it very difficult, if not impossible, to fly? And yet the wings stay dry. Why? Although the wings look to us, to the naked eye, seem very smooth, if you look at them through a microscope, you'll see that the surfaces are covered with minute overlapping scales that resemble tiles on the roof of a house. And in addition, there are very tiny grooves on the surface of these scales that cause drops of water to roll off. Engineers are trying to copy the wings design to make water-resistant coatings for commercial use. Now, aside from reminding us of our grand Creator's marvelous wisdom, what else could this remind us about Him? If Jehovah put that much thought and detail into making the scales on the wings of this beautiful butterfly, should we ever wonder that He cares about the details of our life? Has He not also spiritually equipped us to weather the figurative storms of life? Yes. Not only is He a God of wisdom, but certainly above all, a God of love. Now, we've just examined two samples of Jehovah's wisdom, knowledge, and love. His gifts are endless, aren't they? It will take us an eternity to fully appreciate the riches of God's personality. This is basically what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has even put eternity in their heart. Yet mankind will never find out the work that the true God has made from start to finish. And David wrote at Psalm 143:5, I eagerly ponder over or study the work of your hands. So like David, our faithful slave has devoted a lot of research and space in our printed and digital publications to the wonders of creation, such as in the series, Was It Designed? It'll do us good to study these, perhaps making it a project. Let it fire our curiosity and our sense of wonder at Jehovah's amazing gifts to us. And as we do so, we will remember our grand Creator. It will deepen our gratitude and our appreciation for Him and our determination to give Him our very best for as long as we live.